Welcome everyone. This episode is not starting how I anticipated it to start. Originally this episode was supposed to start on the Isle of Harris and Lewis. I've just returned from the Isle of Harris and Lewis and yeah, I have no footage at all. I got asked last week to come up to Harris and Lewis to do some work and I could tie it in with some landscape as well. That was the initial plan, and a little bit of running up there as well. Started off with me completely forgetting my running shoes. I thought they were in the back of the car and it turns out they weren't, so that was a fail there. And just being up there, the weather just wasn't 100%. When I wanted to go and do some landscape, it was pretty miserable and very cloudy. In the mornings it was very foggy. I was up for 2 sunrises and it was just nothing, absolutely nothing. And when I was actually doing the job up there, which was a small wedding, we got the perfect weather. I mean, the weather was absolutely phenomenal. We had great sky in the mountains behind, and you know, the beaches were lovely and they were warm, and it just all worked out great for that. But just either side of it just wasn't pleasant at all, which was a bit of a shame. But anyway, it was nice to be away. It was great to be there. I got to go and look at some new locations and scout some bits and bobs, and I also got to spend time with an absolutely phenomenal landscape photographer up there as well, which was just great, just to chat of future workshops and basically my future as well as a landscape photographer, which was something I really needed more than anything, was just to sit down with a great landscape photographer who kind of understood where I was coming from and discuss the situation. So yeah, got off the ferry from Harris and Lewis and in Ullapool. My plan had originally to head north up to Sant and that area, but to be honest, it's an extra hour's driving up there, and it's already going to be a late one tonight. I've got a 4-hour drive home, so I actually found this little village that has a lovely little lighthouse just at the bottom of it, and my plan was to get down there and photograph the lighthouse down there, but the tide is out, the kind of the area around it wasn't as nice. It'd be nicer if the tide was in. But the viewpoint that you have looks west over what's called the Summer Isles, and it's just stunning. There's that broken cloud coming in right now, beautiful sun rays coming through, and a little bit of golden light just happening way in the back, even though the golden hour is not for really another hour or so, but there's just that lovely sun coming through on the bouncing off the clouds and pockets of light over all the water. So I thought right behind me was this big hill with a big mast on top of it. I'll climb that. Took 20 minutes to climb, but oh my word, steep climb all the way up, so my calf muscles are really feeling it, which is really making up for the lack of hill running I was meant to do this trip anyway in Harris. So that I got a little bit of a workout from that, but it's peaceful up here. It's just a phenomenal viewpoint for the Summer Isles, looking west. There's a smaller hill just down in front of me to the right here, and I'm thinking actually that if I was on that hill I'd be a little bit lower down. I'd maybe make the Summer Isles a little bit bigger, but I think for just today where I am here is just really nice. So next time I come back I'm going to head over that hill and see if it gives me something different. I can see some nice little sunspots are starting to kind of create a trail along the water there, so I'm going to go and grab a quick photograph of that. So a quick guide on the settings. I have my Nisi reverse grad actually is on there just because it's a bit of a deeper graduated, and it's because I'm zoomed in on that image right now, it's quite fine. Still on the Lee filter holder, but that's going to be changing very soon. I'm updating my holder now to the Nisi one and I can't wait for that. Settings wise, ISO is at 200, aperture is 50th of a second, and f 13, and I am actually kind of just overexposing it by 1/3 just to get that little bit of light, and it's just looking really nice. And you've got that lovely silver glow on the clouds and on the sky as well. So about 45 minutes away from the sun setting, and I was kind of hoping this landscape behind me would get a lovely kind of golden light with the sun coming straight on, but as the sun sets, it just seems to be this thick cloud that is going out further and further and really stopping it from hitting that landscape. It is hitting a little bit behind me here, but really the composition is not the best location. But the midges are really coming out in force now, and they are itching. Getting a little bit closer now to the sun setting, and there's this lovely band of red light just coming below the thicker cloud. The sun's just peeking out a little bit to the right of the cloud, which is really nice. You've got the islands below, and everything just seems to be just coming out really lovely. As I hoped, right behind me there was some lovely light coming all along here. Nice little shadows all the way down the valley here. So I was able to get a couple of pictures behind there, and I think that's going to go probably in the next 5-10 minutes. But it's just looking fantastic. Just the sunset that I needed. It's been a while since I had a really good sunset like this, and it's the sunset that I really needed. We're about 15 minutes away before the sun hits the horizon. Lovely glow is coming. You're getting a lovely purple, magenta glow coming off the sea. It's stunning, and to be brutally honest, I'm actually finding it really difficult to capture that on the camera. Just trying very different settings and compositions, and really struggling to get that lovely glow that's coming off over the summer isles. It might be something I might have to do in post-production just to kind of bring them up a little bit, but the sun's coming through, it's come behind those clouds, you've got this perfect line of light in the sea coming right down. Apart from a break where the waves, not the waves but the water, there's a line in the water, it's just broken that line, but hey ho, can't fix that. But it's just looking stunning. It's just really lovely. Fantastic evening. Took some time just to sit and just look at the landscape and just enjoy it and take it all in. It's a phenomenal spot, and I think it's going to make a really lovely panoramic. I'm already picturing how I'm going to print it. So that's it. The sun has now officially set behind the horizon. It was lovely. If I'm honest with you, the last 10-15 minutes didn't quite go to plan as I hoped. Colours were beautiful, but I just couldn't get it in the camera. I really struggled, and until I really get home and have a proper look on the computer. But from what I see in the back of the screen, it just wasn't really coming out the way I expected it or anticipated it to come out. But I still got something. I'm over the moon with what I've got, and the midgets have come back now. So I'm going to wait another 15 15-20 minutes and then make my way back and start the journey home. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please hit the subscribe button below, leave a comment, tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, and please share the link as well. We also have our podcast, The Photographers Craic, with myself and my co-host Ross Eaglesham, where we talk everything about photography, not always so technical, more about the aspects and just getting to know other photographers. And we have had some incredible guests in the past, and we've got some phenomenal guests coming up in the future as well. And lastly, if you want to visit these locations, these phenomenal spots that I spend a lot of time in, please check out my website, justjamesk.com. There's a link in the description, and check out the tours and adventures. Everything from Asant to Glencoe, and lastly, the Faroe Islands, which is my second home, where I've spent the last 8 years exploring and getting to know everything. So if you want to come along, spend a week with me, I take care of everything. So all you have to do is sit back, look at the stunning views, and just get that creativity flowing.